Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. I am a full-time couch flipper down here in Tampa, Florida. And essentially what I do is I buy couches below market value and sell them at market value. I know it's been a little bit since I made my last video, but I did want to end March strong. So I was really focused on my sales and getting that ready. And then April kind of creeped in and I wanted to hit that weekend strong too. So I do apologize for that, but I do want to go over my first quarter since I've started this business in January of 2021 and all the way through the end of March. So my first 3 months in business, go over my numbers, see if it's something I'm excited about or something that I'm proud of, or if there's something that I really need to work on. And then I also wanted to go over a bunch of you guys have great questions that you guys been commenting on, and I haven't had time to sit down and answer them. So instead of going one by one and answering them through the thread, I do want to kind of talk about each question that you guys have in this video. So we'll do a little Q&A session at the end, but let's get into the numbers to the end of the March and see where we're at there. All right, guys, so let's start with the last week of March, go over my sales, the units that I bought, the number of units, and what I bought and sold them for. The first one we got right here is a white sectional. We bought that one for $100 and sold for $480. We got this brown sectional that we got for free and sold for $325. We also got another brown sectional, and this one had studs. That one was $250 and we sold for $400. We also got a gray sectional with some pillows. That one was $200 and sold for $425. We also got a blue sectional with recliners. That one we bought for $325 and sold for $725. We also got a free couch and recliner. This one was a little DIY project that we had to do. It's like bonded leather, almost like a cloth, and it had some wear on it. Like I said, we got it for free, so we just bought some of that spray paint to match it, and we just spray painted down the areas that were worn and sold that one for $270. Obviously, I put in the description that it had some wear in it, but by putting that sealer on it, it does make it last even that much longer. So this dude who bought it was super happy. Our total sales for the last week of March was $2,625. So totaling the entire month of March, our sales was $10,303. I have no idea how we got $303, but we did. And our profits was $6,868 for the month. So my total sales for March was the best yet. So I'm super stoked about that. And I'm still kind of in the same profit margin that I've been in the first 2 months. So I've been very consistent with that. So I just need to, in my personal opinion, I just need to negotiate stronger, better deals on the buying part to make my margins a little bit bigger. So that's how I'm going to fix that problem. So I also do want to go over just real quick. There's 3 units that I did sell over the weekend to end the actual week. So I had 9 total sales, but 6 were only the ones for the last week of March. So just real quick, I did a leather sectional that I bought for $220 and sold for $450. A couch and love seat that we got for free and sold for $250. And then a gray sectional that we bought for $100 and sold for $380. So that counts for the month of March, or I'm sorry, the month of April up to the weekend, up to Sunday. So just kind of wanted to throw that in there. So the next video I make is from Monday to Sunday, like I normally do, just because the month ended on, I think, like a Wednesday. So it just left the week a little odd. So going over my first quarter of business, January, February, and March. Just real quick, January was $9,375 worth of sales. February was $9,300 worth of sales, and March was $10,303. So my first quarter in sales was $28,978. So very close to $30,000 my first quarter in business. But let's kind of go over the profits on that $28,000. January's profits was $6,760. February's profits was $6,870. And March profits was $6,868. That is totaling $20,498. So extremely excited about those numbers. Not a whole lot of people can start a business and then in the first 3 months have $30,000, just under $30,000 in sales, and almost $21,000 in profits. So super, super excited. Obviously this is the very beginning and things are just going to keep getting better. So I did kind of want to go over all that with you guys, but I really do want to get into this Q&A because you guys have a lot of really great questions, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. So the first question is from Elaine, and they said, wants to start a couch flipping business, but has major concerns of bed bugs. That's a very valid concern and a really great question, and something that I had concerns of, and as my wife especially had concerns of when we first started. And you'll actually come to find out that bed bugs is very common when it does come to couches and the way that they spread. But be very concerned or be very aware of where you're buying your couches from. So if you're going into a sketchy area and the house is sketchy and is the cleanliness isn't there, or the area is just subpar, I wouldn't buy a couch from there. I'd be very picky, especially in the beginning while you're learning and how to find bed bugs. I haven't came across any of the couches, and I've flipped over 80, probably close to 100 couches. I don't even know, but a whole bunch of couches since I've started, and I haven't had to turn one down due to concerns of bed bugs. But I do check them almost each and every couch. Some houses I don't check because of the cleanliness, but if it's a sketchy kind of house, I will kind of check without being rude. And you can check by just taking the cushions off the bottom and seeing if there's any holes or anything on the where you would find the mat underneath by the cushions, and you can just kind of see if there's any holes and just kind of do your best. But if you have any concerns or any red flags, just kindly walk away from the couch and say, hey, listen, this isn't something that I am willing to pay for, or there wasn't the size that I wanted, or just make something up at this point. It really doesn't matter, but just say I do apologize for the inconvenience and move on. So that's a very great question. But I also, to be completely frank with you, I think it is a question that just stops people from starting because of a small concern. It's a big concern if you do have that issue, but it's so few and far between that the money for me and just the quick check is really not a big deal. So the next question is from EcoMonkey. And they say, how do you go about posting to drive more sales? So a lot of people look at my sales and like, oh my goodness, like I can't sell a couch for more than $200 or $250. I don't know if it's just the market that I'm in, the area, or if it's just the way I put the description, or even the way that I take my pictures per couch. So I just make sure that each couch I have like between 6 to 10 pictures, really good pictures, top, bottom, around, make sure it's sunny outside. I show the back, I show every way that I would want to see a couch if I were to buy it, without even coming to look at it, because honestly, it's so much more convenient if they can just look at the description and look at the couch and say, I don't even have to look at it because everything on that description and all the pictures looks like the couch that I want to buy. So have I had people come and want to check the couch out first? Of course I have. But 90% of the couches that I've sold have just been, hey, can you deliver it to me today or tomorrow or whatever. So a lot of times it's sight unseen. So that's how I drive sales, is I just make the description very appealing, honest, but very appealing, not too salesy where it's like extremely comfortable, the best couch ever, this is amazing, it's brand new. Like it's not exaggeration, but it's very transparent. Like, hey, this couch is a beautiful gray sectional, X, Y, and Z. I just keep it very basic. Actually, I keep it very. I see a lot of other couch flippers out there on the market, and they have like a freaking 12-sentence paragraphs on this couch, and mine is typically like 6 sentences, and they're all pretty basic. So I explain what color it is. I explain if there's any rips or tears. I explain if the cushions can be removed and washed, because that is important. If you have removable cushions that can be washed in the washing machine, that's a very big selling point. Is it down-filled or not is a big selling point. The name brand is a good selling point. Smoke-free, pet-free home, or smoke-free, pet-friendly home. First come, first serve, and free local delivery. I keep it very basic, but enough information for them to want to reach out, but maybe ask a few more questions. But not too much information where it's one big sales pitch. So great question. The next one comes from Luke, and Luke says, have you ever had any request of a return? And if so, what should you do? And I think Luke actually had someone, if I remember correctly, that he apparently sold the couch. That he even written up a bill of sale. They signed it, and he delivered. They came to see it first, and then he delivered it, and then the next day they wanted a return. Has that ever happened to me? Is the first question. No, it has not happened to me, luckily. But especially if they signed the bill of sale, I would say, hey, I'm sorry, but there's no returns. Like, it's a couch. It's not like I'd assume you didn't ask, $1,500 for the couch, and it's something that has a warranty and all this other thing. Like, I feel like people are very aware that they're buying secondhand couches from Facebook Marketplace, from OfferUp and Craigslist, and it's not brand new. And you know, I've never had someone say, I've had someone say, I want the couch, please deliver it tomorrow, and then change their mind and not want the couch. But I've never actually delivered a couch and then they want me to come pick it back up. So for you, I would say, if you want to do it, if you feel like it's the right thing to do, and maybe you have something else in your inventory that they'd rather have, and so when you come to pick that up, you can deliver the other one, that makes sense. But to just come pick it up because they don't want it, if it doesn't fit, if it is too big for their split face, for their space or something like that, I would totally do them a solid and do that for them. But if it was just because of their lack of due diligence, I probably would say sorry, but there's no returns. So just do what you think is best on that one. But that's a really great question, so I do appreciate that. And then Xavier69 says, "Do you have a partner?" I do, actually. So my stepdad, he does help me with loading the couches, going to their places and picking them up. So I do have an extra hand, but that doesn't mean that we don't ask for help too. So if someone's there that could help us, we totally hey, can you help us with the cushions or whatever? So I totally ask for help, but I do have a partner who helps me lift the couches. I know a lot of you guys out there doing it by yourselves, and that's really sweet, but I'd be very careful with that. Don't get hurt. You only have one back. Don't be silly. I would definitely, if I were you when you were doing it by yourself, I would find a friend and say, hey, listen, dude, I got this really great gig that me and you could go in on and really make a killing and work together, because I have my wife, myself, my stepdad, and my mom typically help me even find couches too. So I'm not the only one finding couches. So I have this team of people who are working with me, essentially, because I'm spending a lot of time out here. I clean couches, I fix couches, I'm in the truck driving, I'm delivering. So my wife will find couches for me while she's working, or whatever, or my partner would be looking at couches while I'm driving, or vice versa. So the more the merrier. Not saying you should pay everybody out, right? I'm only paying my partner, but I do recommend having a partner for this. If you do listen to Ryan Panana, he's very diligent on, hey, don't do a partner, don't share your profits, blah blah blah. I understand that philosophy as well, but I think I would have my motivation level, I think, would drop tremendously if I didn't have the extra help, just because lifting these couches up and down from these trucks, even if it's by yourself at one end, but you have help on the other end, it's daunting. So don't be afraid to get a partner and grow your business. Great question. So the next question I have is from Lake Blackfeather, and it says, what's the population of the area you live in? So like I told you guys in I think every video, I live in Tampa, Florida. So within a 50-mile radius of my house, and I'm South Tampa, I don't live right in Tampa. I live 30 minutes outside of Tampa. But in a 30 to 50-mile radius, there's 3 million people, probably more. But last time I checked, it was 3 million people. So my population is huge. So, and plus there's a lot of military families in Tampa Bay. There's a lot of people just moving in and out all the time due to whatever, work or politics or whatever. So there's always people moving in my area, and I can see certain people not having as great of success flipping couches in a more rural area, maybe in a Mississippi, a smaller town or something, or back home where I used to live in Michigan. I would not be flipping couches because it just wouldn't make sense. So if you live in a populated area, flipping couches is a great gig. Travis Wilson says, do you ever get people upset at you for relisting their items? That's a great question. Have I ever personally had anybody upset with me for reselling their couches? No, I have not. However, I do, and this is probably a little dramatic, but on Facebook especially, if I bought a couch on Facebook, I will just not even get into that, and I'll just block them because I'm not gonna, it's not like I'm friends with them, or it's not like I'm gonna need them again or whatever. Um, so I typically just block them, and then I sell their couch, and then if I want to unblock them, then I can, but I just don't see that area. But if I buy something on like OfferUp, I can't block people on OfferUp. I just deal with it like it is what it is. The main reason why I really, when I first started, I was really worried about that because I didn't want the backlash. But I'm once the longer I've done this, I'm realizing that I'm doing them such a favor by picking up their couch. They're not having to worry about it, by paying them obviously for, like, say if they're selling a couch for $200 and I say I can pick it up right now for 150, like, the deal's made. They agreed to the deal. What I do with the couch after that is my business. So I haven't had anybody upset, but I do think I've had people be like, "Oh, that's my couch," because I've seen that happen where I flipped a couch, and someone else tried to flip the couch after me, and it's just kind of funny because it's like, dude, I already made the money off that couch, but hey, I hope you get it, because some of these prices out there right now are just absolutely like mind blowing that they think that they're gonna get. I sold them a couch for say 600 and they're going to try to flip it for like 900. Like, that's not very realistic, but hey, maybe they are, and good for them. But that's just not how I've been running my business. So those are some really great questions. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to watching this video. It's a little bit longer than normal, but I did want to like let you guys know that I am seeing your comments. I do appreciate the kind words. And if there's any of those questions or any other questions that you may have and you want me to do a deep dive, I do want to get back and doing 2 videos a week. So keep me like obligated to doing so, and I will keep answering your guys' questions. So please like, subscribe, and share this video. That way I can make more great content for you guys, and we'll be talking to you next time. Peace.